You're very funny.
My name is Lawrence Quesada. I won the district championship last year. No, but I do want to tell you a little bit of story about how he started out. He was at the club contest, our club contest, and I had spoken to quite a few people to be in the evaluation contest. One of them, I think some of you know, Art Hugon. How many of you know Art Hugon? Quite a few of you, great. He did not want to be in our club contest. And he says, I have no ambition to go in this contest. And I said, but you're a very good evaluator. But I want you to be in the contest so you can push other people to a certain level. So he got in the contest, and Lawrence didn't even know he was going to be in the contest. He just arrived and I said, oh, by the way, Lawrence, you're going to be an evaluator in the evaluation contest. And then he's listening to the keynote speakers, he's listening to other speakers and whatnot. Then he goes out, you know how they bring you out into another room for like 5 minutes to prepare your speech? You haven't done that before? They put you for 5 minutes to prepare your evaluation, and he's going, who am I supposed to evaluate? That's how lost he really was on the whole thing. So he came in, he did the contest, and he came in second place behind, who do you think he came behind?
Art Hugon.
Art Hugon. Art Hugon calls me the next morning and says, I don't want to be in the contest. I don't want to go to the area. I already knew this. I preconceived that this was going to happen. I called Lawrence up and said, hey, Art's not going to be in the contest. You can be in the area contest. You should have saw how excited this guy got. No, really. He really got, really? I can go to the area contest? It lit a fire under his you-know-what. And the next thing I know, he won the area contest, and then he got great mentorship from Richard and some other people, and he made it all the way to the district. And when he won the district championship, we all knew didn't everybody know when he spoke and he did his evaluation? When he sat down, he go, that guy won.
Yeah.
Wow.
You just knew it. And I remember just giving him a big hug that just surprised him and squeezed the breath out of his ear. This guy's been a great contribution to us.
He's still trying to breathe.
Yes. And he's tolerating me as I'm going way too long because I see my wife going like this. So let's go ahead and bring up Lawrence Quesada.
I think that was one of the longest introductions I have heard.
Do I have an evaluator for that one?
Yes, I'm gonna have an evaluator for that one, but I want to make this as less informal, and if you guys have any questions while I'm going over the stuff, please feel free to raise your hand and ask. Anyway, first of all, let's look at the purpose of an evaluation. Can we have some comments? What is the purpose of an evaluation? It is a critical part of Toastmasters, but what is it really?
Improvement.
Mm-hmm.
To improve the speaker.
Exactly.
Yes.
To encourage the speaker.
Exactly. So, yeah,
to provide feedback so he can be better and better.
yeah, exactly. Which was one of my comments, because a lot of people, they keep giving evaluations, you did this, without any purpose. But overall, the purpose of an evaluation is to give the benefit of the doubt to the speaker. Not really benefit of the doubt that came out wrong, but it is to have the speaker come up again, help them improve, and of course, the most important thing of all is to provide them solutions. What I'm going to go over right now is the club contest versus the club evaluation versus the contest. Now, there is a difference between both of them. And that's what we're going to go over. The evaluation, the club evaluation versus the contest evaluation. Any comments so far? The club contest versus the club evaluation versus the actual contest. How many can tell me what the actual difference is?
Do you care if they speak again?
That's one of them.
Well, in the club evaluation, you're evaluating against a specific speech project, whereas in the contest evaluation, you're not going against a specific speech project. You're using a particular format, but it's not it's not, you don't know the speaker. In the club evaluation, you know the speaker. In the contest, you don't know the speaker. You don't know their level, you don't know anything about them.
Let's give a hand for
Very well said. Yeah, very well said.
I came in second on under him at the.
I'm not competing this year, so.
By the way,
He's
Susan,
gonna give me a chance this year.
Susan, it wasn't that clear.
Okay, so what Susan said was pretty much it. If you look at your CC manual, one of them will be asking, did the speaker have vocal variety? What is the evaluator going to answer? Yes. What does that tell the speaker? Nothing. Was a speech organized? It was, and it was this. Okay, so it really doesn't help. But let's get on to the contest. As what Susan said, it was organized. And my recommendation, if you are going to be speaking on the club contest, looking for things during the contest, is memorize projects 2 to 8 from the CC manual. That is the most basic. Let's go over. How many can tell me what project number 2 is?
Organized.
Project number 3?
Get to the point.
Number 4?
Body speaks.
No, vocal, how to say it.
How to say it.
Very good. Number 5?
Your body speaks.
6?
Vocal variety.
7?
Research.
Research project.
8?
Use of visual aids.
Use of visual.
Wow. Yeah, let's give her a hand again.
I so flunked that.
I was looking at my notes. Okay, so what you're looking for, remember, this is the club contest. You don't know who the speaker is. You're not supposed to know the speaker until 5 minutes before. Well, I found out, like Glenn was saying, the speakers were coming up, but I didn't know who to evaluate. I thought I was supposed to evaluate the Tall Tales contestant. I was supposed to evaluate Martin all these. I thought it was, evaluate as many as you want and win. But I guess that really wasn't the point. Another recommendation I really want to give you, which helped me a lot. I didn't know about this until about 2 days before the contest. Judges' criteria.
That helps.
That helps. Why does it help, Glenn?
Because then you know what the judges are judging you on.
What you're looking for.
Exactly what they're looking for, all the criteria in there.
And what are they looking for? I'm going to read it over. Let me know if you guys have any questions. You have to be analytical, clearly focused. Speaks by itself, right? You have to give a recommendation, most likely positive, specific, and helpful. Remember, an evaluation is to lift. We don't use criticism, nor we use constructive criticism. Those are bad words. We always try to lift them. Technique. Well, I didn't realize it was a technique until Richard told me is my use of the lectern, wherein I had to leave my notes in the lectern and speak without it. I know it's another technique, then again, it really is up to you. You are going to be practicing from club to club, that is why that's going to train you. And of course, the summary. Why summary? Because you have to say it. You have to give an overall view of how the speaker went. So that is very important. Again, review the competent communication manual and the judges' criteria, because that is what you're going to be looking for. Next, let's put it this way. I'm going to give you my secret. You might want to take notes of it. All right. This is how I do it. The first part, those are just information. But this is how I do it. I have a template format. I'm going to go over it one by one. First is my introduction. You come up to the stage, you immediately compliment the speaker. Any questions on that? Did the speaker come in professionally? Did they come in with a powerful voice? You immediately compliment them. One of the good examples is Holly. She seems overly enthusiastic. That's not me. But I would find immediately the good and the speaker. Next thing is the 3 things you like about her speech. What are the 3 things you like about her speech?
Deliver.
The CC manual. Look at the CC manual. That's gonna be your format. Do recommendations and the summary. You say in conclusion or the summary. How many thinks this is a lot?
It's
Yeah.
not.
It's not really a lot. But can you get it organized
That's
in 5 minutes?
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's
Three.
If you
So
come
can do it?
prepared.
Can I,
Yeah, if you come
can I
prepared.
mention something? I believe Shauna was there as
Uh-huh.
well. Aju had someone do an evaluation contest in Aju.
Uh-huh.
And her problem was her introduction. And the reason why I'm saying she took way too long for the introduction and ended up getting disqualified at the area contest because of that.
The introduction.
Because you get 1 to 2 minutes, well, it's 2 to 3 minutes, excuse me, 2 to 3 minutes for evaluation, and she ended up doing like 3 minutes and 45 seconds. Because she did too much of a wind-up for the introduction
Yeah,
before
3
getting
minutes
into
is
the
too long.
complex.
3 minutes, I usually time it at least 30 seconds. 30 seconds is pretty long enough. About less than 30 seconds.
Having been a judge at some of these contests,
I have,
at
Christine.
15 points on summary,
yes,
you don't summarize?
you don't.
Yeah.
Gone.
Yes.
15 points, yeah.
And people, when they run out of, when
Yes.
people run out of time and they hit that red, and also they're supposed to do a summary,
15 out of 100?
They rush.
15 out of 100?
15
I'm
out of 10.
going to give you the, why don't you pass this on?
But I'm just saying when that red light comes on and you know it's 3 minutes,
You should be concluding
and
already.
you're trying to do conclusion right after that, people see it and they mark you down for it.
Exactly. And that's one of the hardest part, and I believe Susan's gonna agree with me, is getting yourself organized.
Exactly.
Now,
One suggestion, or one thing that I do on them is, if I haven't gotten to the recommendations by the time the green light comes on, I stop whatever else I'm doing and go right into the
and
recommendations.
recommendation,
So I
okay.
have time to do the recommendations and the summary, because I've already done, the earlier parts.
Yes, that's good.
I just, find 3 things you like, and then what do you like, refer to the manual, can you give me some examples, what do you mean?
Oh, good, okay,
Let's
right.
Oh,
say,
like all the things.
yes, vocal variety, and then you address the vocal variety.
The gestures,
They get the gestures, because that's what we're looking for.
what mechanics do you like, or
What
what's
mechanics? If
public
you,
speaking
if you're
skills?
more experienced, you know what to look for. You don't really have to rely on the manual, but the manual, the six projects, that's what you're looking for. It's the basics what you're looking for. It's gonna help you find what you need with a speaker. Now, answer your question?
Yep.
Okay, now, again, it's organizing which is the hardest part. Now, how many of you would want to organize better?
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
No, I don't.
You don't want to organize. Okay,
What I was
I'm
gonna
gonna
do
show
was,
you how to do it.
I was gonna just memorize a evaluation, have it completely unrelated and just do it, you need to notice. Already,
That would be great for a humorous.
Who's that guy evaluating?
you think they would know it, they would know it.
It's not that generic.
Okay.
Okay, so this is how I do it. You're gonna be allowed to bring a blank piece of paper. Oh, I'm not gonna make a paper airplane with it, if that's what you're thinking. I fold it in half. Good things I like, recommendations. Write as much as I want on both of them. Towards the end, check 3 things you like, check the 2 recommendations. But, introduction, top portion introduction, and the bottom portion, I always forget to say in conclusion or in summary. I put the words in bold in summary.
Now, isn't that cheating? Can you?
You're allowed to bring notes.
No, I'm just kidding. That's cool. That's
I love that.
The organization?
I love it. One of the, just to add to
Yes,
that,
yes.
what, for doing your notes to yourself, you know,
Yes.
before, during the speakers on it,
Uh-huh.
and that is like beautiful. And, last year or year before, I went to Jeff Harmon's
Okay.
workshop. That
Yes,
he did
yes.
similar to this. Were you at that?
I wasn't there yet, yeah.
Oh, he was great on being in the evaluation contest. He's won at the district level. several
Yeah, I think he
times.
also won. Uh-huh.
Yeah, he has several times. And what he does, and I started utilizing, and I'm gonna use this too, I tell you.
Watch out.
Is he actually said, you know, you can definitely prepare for an evaluation and for the contest. And what he does is he actually has written out, typed up,
Oh, yes.
I've
that's
seen
right.
that, yes, I've seen
you know, so that it, you know, with fill in the blanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just had.
What I like about, but like to, you know, is like in your, you know, or, you know, hello, blah, you fill in the blank of the name of the person, and then,
Yes.
you know, what I liked about your speech was blah, 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 you know, and here's 3 things, you know, and then to make your speech even better, here's some things, and, you know, and all of those key phrases that you're gonna use,
Yes.
already typed in, and then you just have to fill in the blank
Exactly.
on the specifics of that individual, because you just want notes anyway, just a quick summary. And then summary,
Yeah, that's right.
you should definitely, you know, in summary, so you don't forget to say the words in summary, so the judges don't miss that you're summarizing.
Exactly.
And then go ahead.
You have to say the word. I'm sorry, yes, Karen?
If you make a template like that, then that goes for all of the categories, it doesn't matter which category it is.
I'm sorry, what do you mean by category?
Well, like one category would be humorous, would be whatever else.
Oh, no. This one is just for evaluation.
No, I know, but it's.
Evaluation of whatever.
Yes, whatever.
The type of speech, I think.
So in other words, if you make that template, like you're just saying like that, then it could go for any category, right?
It can go. You can do it for humorous. You can even use it during the club
Right.
to evaluate a speaker. Because there are some, because in the contest, there are specific things you need to say, especially towards the end, you see the red mark, you have to say, in conclusion, you gotta spit it out clearly. You gotta make sure the judges hear you, or in summary,
So it doesn't have to be summary, you could say conclusion.
Yeah.
in conclusion.
Either or.
Some people like to use in conclusion, I like to use in summary, even though it's a little more difficult. Here's why, here's what I think. Because in summary, people say, in summary, you were good. That's not summarizing it. Okay, when you say, in summary, you had good vocal variety, you had good body language, and you did this. And we can also work on this and that. Who found something wrong there? There was something wrong there.
We're supposed
You
to
give
end.
3 good ones.
No, there was something wrong there.
You finish it with this and that.
Yeah, you're supposed
No,
to-
you
You didn't finish with a positive.
Yeah.
With the positive.
Yeah, that was it.
That's it.
So you guys can compete. Okay.
One of the things that you do, and I think most good evaluators do, is once you've completed that, then it's like, and I look forward to hearing your next, right? You're making sure the very last
You're
thing you do
encouraging.
is
Yes.
encouraging
It's that
or
lift up.
uplifting.
At the very
At the
end.
very last.
Yes.
You want to have the speaker speak again.
Yes.
Because believe it or not, I had to practice a lot. How did I practice? I went to YouTube, I had to practice. This is between us, I had to evaluate Lance Miller. I had to like,
It doesn't go out of this room.
Harder, it doesn't go out of this room.
You came to our club.
Yeah, everything was love, yeah. Yeah, because I had to, like, YouTube videos, because the people I'm watching, I need to find something really positive to evaluate them on. Yes.
When you talked about in summary, it sounded like you were repeating what you had in the body of the
Exactly.
evaluation. So you're just
Exactly.
repeating the same thing?
Right, but you're saying it right after in summary or in conclusion.
Right, so
And
then just those key
Those
words.
judges
Yes.
have to hear that
Right.
explained.
But I think that possibly we could be more creative in the summary other than just repeating the good things in the recommendations.
Definitely.
Yeah,
You
we
could-
already have
You
shared
could
that.
rephrase.
Yeah.
You could rephrase.
Yeah.
Say it different.
Phrase.
They have to hear the word in summary or
Right.
in conclusion.
Yeah, I get that.
But don't say both. In summary and in conclusion,
Right.
it's redundant.
And I am, again, having served as a judge, I am looking for you to summarize what you just said, and if you come up with a whole new idea that you haven't talked about yet, and you say, put it behind the words in summary, you're not getting 15 points, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
You know,
Exactly.
in summary means that, repeat what you just said more concisely, in the
Give me
most
those
uplifting
bullet
way you
Yeah,
can,
say it.
to get all those 15 points. And if you don't,
So like when you're giving your positive, you give the example of the positive. You're saying like, let's just say.
I'm gonna go over that because
Okay.
we need to get very specific.
Okay, right.
It's one of the things. But piece of paper, blank piece of paper, I was carrying around, I think it was in my pocket somewhere, so nobody sees me and stuff like that. But I have to command, I got this idea from YouTube with a little piece of my own. So it's not really original, I'm like Glenn, I'm a
It's original
plagiarizer.
to us.
So I hope this helps you guys. Now, I want to go over this, we got a sheet of paper, the specifics. The specifics of what you need to address when you're giving your evaluation. It's not about the audience. Example, Richard did a very good speech. I believe everybody in here would agree with me when they say, boom.
No.
No, it's you. It's you who's evaluating. It's not about the audience. How would I know what Glenn thinks? For all I know, Glenn thinks Richard sucks. I mean, you actually get my point. Okay. Then again, this gets to the point you address the speaker. Here's what happened in my evaluation. I was up in the front, she was all the way to the back. I'm a short guy. I couldn't see her. So what I did, even though I couldn't see her, I just kept looking in that direction because I know she was there. Address the speaker. Do your recommendations. Somebody can tell me what this is.
A pointer, like, we
Demonstrate.
loved hearing you and maybe a little louder. Oh,
She's so good. Okay. Anything else? Yeah.
Well, if you say, do your recommendations, and if you say, vocal variety, and then you can emphasize certain words, or move with,
With vocal variety as well.
when you move from one place to another place,
You
you
move-
actually can move.
Move with purpose.
Exactly, move with purpose.
You
So
have-
you do that, and
you-
what would be better next time that, she can try, you can try.
Yeah,
That doesn't clarify for me what do your recommendations
So
mean.
your
Room
recommendations.
for improvement.
If I tell the speaker you should use the stage more, then you should use the stage more.
You should, during your
You should.
evaluation. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Be the example.
Be the example.
Okay.
And you can
I'm
even,
not gonna say it,
in the
but-
recommendation, actually,
Say, move
for
it.
example, when you were talking about the funeral, you could have used more vocal variety.
Oh, I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there.
Yeah, and
I'm gonna
then-
get there.
okay.
All right. Next, I want to quote the speaker. This can be a little bit difficult. But why do I want to quote the speaker?
So
you're paying attention?
There you go.
That's it.
Easy, right? Offer solutions. You are standing in one place. All right? How is that going to help the speaker? You can tell the speaker, you stood in one place, but you're going to have moved around the stage more. That is a solution. Clear? Certainty. You're smiling. Why certainty?
Don't be wishy-washy in what you're saying.
Exactly.
Say one thing and then say the exact opposite during the conclusion or whatever.
Be
Or-
confident, you say.
Be tougher. You have to be sure. When I first gave evaluation, oh, you were great, but maybe a little bit of, no, don't be, be certain, be sure of what you're saying.
But say it positively.
but say it positively.
I'm certain.
I almost was disqualified because of that. I was pushing it too close. So pay attention to time. I'm sorry, Richard.
That's why I lose on evaluation.
So people try to be funny to get the audience, but funny doesn't necessarily mean, you can add humor, but that doesn't
But
necessarily
it has to
make you
be
win.
with, along with what you're saying.
It has to be
go in
along what you're
context.
saying. Of course, we want to be very specific. Specific. Did they use props? Was the props seen enough? Were they good enough? Very specific. Again, it's not about the content. Hey, you did a great speech, but I wish your title should have been this. I wish you have talked about this more. My opinion is, how would you know what happened to me? You weren't there, you don't know my story. And here's one more thing I want to give about recommendations. I don't say, and for your recommendations, and the 2 recommendations I can give you. Now I'd like to give credit to Rick Chandler for this one, who gave it to me. We're in, yeah, he's with us in spirit right now. He's back in Virginia. But here is, I think, the key which made me win. He didn't go, and for your recommendations, and I would like to recommend this. He didn't go say that, or I didn't say that either. What I said was, you had a very excellent speech. So let's take your speech and make it better.
Yeah.
Isn't that great? Any questions so far? Yes.
I disagree, that's not what you won on. You won on the fact that you were completely certain and you knew what you were doing and you didn't show one iota of nervousness.
Well, thank you, Suzanne. I knew you were my competition partner. Oh, I got to prepare. But it's always healthy competition.
Yeah, that
That's
point
always
of
fun.
certainty, that point alone, you know, that, I mean, having all the other points in, obviously.
Yes.
But that point on certainty is what knocks you over the top,
Well, thank you.
from my opinion.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Yeah, you have to be really certain. Correct?
Never about the content. I'm not, like if someone's talking about explaining something and I feel they didn't fully explain it, is that talking about the content? Okay.
Yeah, that's not that.
That's, so I shouldn't say,
You could do it, let's say, on the club level, but not on the contest level. Because what we're judging on the contest level is your delivery.
Well, Lawrence, I think maybe more along the lines of saying organization of thought. Would that be about the content also?
You can only use the content if it's in line with their delivery. You can go, when you started to speak about running the marathon and you fell. So what you can say, what you could have done was walk around the stage and demonstrate you tripping. Not that you're really going to trip,
But the reason I say
My
is because if the biggest problem with someone's speech and you want them to improve is the fact that they cannot communicate, when they were communicating a thought, it was unclear because of the way it was structured. Not the content, not so far as...
you can address the structure.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
There are exceptions to the content.
Yes,
I
right.
was in a speech contest in which Susan was speaking, in which someone gave a speech in which he cussed, and only Susan pointed out that that's not appropriate.
I know who
All
that
right.
is.
I'm not, that's not the point. The point is, 5 evaluators never spoke about the elephant in the room. And so their analytical content would have gone down because obviously they didn't analyze that this was a no-no in Toastmasters and needed to be spoke of and was, like I said, the elephant in the room. And that was the reason why she went to district that. Because she's talked about the elephant in the room. So there are exceptions to that content,
Yeah.
right? That
And
sometimes something's not appropriate and that needs to be spoken.
And there's another thing with content I think Susan is very good at doing. Towards the end, you're going not to quote, but you're going to tie in a portion of that story bring it back to her. It proves that you're listening.
Yes.
Okay?
Exactly.
Any other questions?
So what was that?
Good demonstration. Any other questions? So it's pretty straightforward, but what really
I
did
love
was
that.
certain-
I love that, and I'm using it.
You're the only ones who know about this. So if you're not competing, you are going to compete. This is copyrighted?
Yeah, the holds on the page, yes.
Yes, it's copyrighted. I'm going to copyright
You're
that.
gonna
Patent that.
Got patent. That was the word I was looking for. I need a patent lawyer to do that. Any other questions?
There might be a little problem with that whole YouTube thing there.
Yeah.
Borrow it from.
What?
Is that patent?
Yeah, because what he did, he just had two.
Yes.
But we always forget the introduction and summary. So I didn't really fold it. I only folded it in half. I have the good ones here, recommendations. Then I had to write in bold in summary. Don't forget to say in summary. Top portion, it's your introduction.
Yes.
Good thing and bad. Write as much as you want, because people will write, oh, 3 things. Oh, but they did this. Oh, they did this. Oh, they did this. So it's not really, it's not feasible for you to see all of these things.
That's what
So
you
you
use,
have
that's
to
what you use your
choose.
5 minutes for, is this.
That's what you used to do 5 minutes for.
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, you're not gonna use your 5 minutes to look around.
It's important for you to say that there's some people who are under the opinion that your evaluation didn't start until you went and got your 5 minutes. You're evaluating just like any other speech while the speech is going on.
Yes.
Making those notes so you can use that in your 5 minutes.
Yes.
To prepare your, so it's not that you, okay, now I'm going to evaluate.
No. Yeah, it's gonna help you. The usual recommendation if you're judging is you judge after the speech. But while they're evaluating, I write a few notes. I can use the back of it, but officially when I'm up there speaking, this is what I use.
Okay.
Introduction. Now you guys know.
The secret is out.
Everybody
The secret is out.
That's right.
Very nice.
Okay, do we still have time?
I think we're past the 8 o'clock mark.
It's 8:19,
I
yours.
think- Yeah, I think we're
Yeah,
wrapping
because
up.
I'm not sure, because I finally uploaded my contest video after 10 months.
Oh, yeah,
So you
let's
guys
watch
want
it.
to-
Definitely. Do it.
Boy, Lawrence
Oh,
loves somebody in the room, doesn't he?
Head for that door.
Yeah, Lawrence is definitely in love with somebody.
I wonder who that would be.
I thought it was a little cool when he said there that second place is the first one to lose. I mean, that was a little harsh too.
Say, I'm your champ.
Yeah, really.
Have a speaker in
Yeah.
there. Yeah, it's like,
There it is.
Whoa.
There you go.
okay, can we be quiet? Don't listen, please.
For those that missed it, this is it, look up.
Okay, so did you see the structure in there?
Oh, yeah.
Structure and certainty.
And the certainty was there. Because it was different from practicing, yes, Richard?
Under the certainty is that you displayed the Toastmasters, the 6 things we're looking for, right? Vocal variety, body movement, all the things that, you know, we're asking you to evaluate, you're displaying.
Yes.
And that's part of that certainty. There's no, that doesn't come under the technique, but it influences the judges
Yeah.
without question.
Yes.
Not only are you
Use the
talking about,
stage.
but you're displaying it.
Yes. I think my being short was an advantage. Because when I saw the lectern, I looked at it, man, this thing is high, they're not gonna be able to see me. so I
thought the microphone was about a foot and a half above your head.
Well, I'm not sure it was, you know, some people, but I felt kind of short, so I was like, you know what, just leave it there. Let me just go in front so at least people will see me.
Wow.
It really depends on you. Another thing which is going to happen, I think a lot of you will agree, if you practice from club to club, one will say, oh, be behind the lectern. You go to another club, they'll go, oh, leave the lectern. But in the end, it really is up to you. Yeah, do what you like yourself.
Yours was a combination.
Yeah, mine was a combination.
Yes.
Yeah, so there was one advantage of me being short, which helped. All right, any other questions?
I think we're good.
Yeah.